Hello and welcome to Happy Little Yarn episode 17. My name's Amy and I'm coming to you from Leesburg, Georgia, where it is sunny and like 65 degrees on January 4th, 2020. This is not winter. This is grilling weather. Yeah. If y'all watch my Vlogmas, you know my definition of grilling weather. This is perfect grilling weather. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. I had a great New Year. I stayed up with my daughter and we just watched the ball drop in New York and then we went to bed. It was a party time. Not really. But I'm looking over here because that's where my show notes are. But did y'all catch my Vlogmas episodes? I did Vlogmas all month, every day. Proud of me? I'm proud of me. I uploaded them every night. I was very proud of myself. Y'all can find me on Instagram as Happy Little Yarn, all one word, and you can find our Ravelry group. If you search under the groups tab on Ravelry, it's Happy Little Yarn, and you can also find me personally on Ravelry as punkincurls. That's all one word, punkincurls. I'll put it on the screen. And I think that's about all the places you can find me that I'm active. We have a Facebook group. It's Happy Little Yarn, but I think people get it confused with my page, my Happy Little Yarn page, and it's just, yeah, I don't really go on the Facebook that much. But this is Saturday, January 4th, 2020, and I just thought it would be a good day to podcast. I have one finished object, actually more than one. I have to get the pictures in front of me because they were gifts and I've already gave them away. Well, some of them. But the first finished object, let's just go ahead and jump in, is my Helga cowl I started for my daughter. The Helga cowl is inspired by Helga Hufflepuff, the Harry Potter character. She's the founder of the Hufflepuff house in Hogwarts, one of the founders of Hogwarts, I think that's how it goes. But I made one originally for myself. This is just like the test one I did, and it's made out of MadTosh DK. I can't remember I think this is calligraphy. The gray is calligraphy, maybe, and I can't remember what the blue was called. But that's Helga, my cowl. Let's try it on. And I've been wearing it this winter on the days it's been cold enough to wear it. But it's designed by myself. I forgot to say that. Helga is my design. Oh, and look at my coffee cup. I just got it yesterday. I feel stabby. Because y'all know I love unicorns. But this is my new little cup and I love it. I'm drinking coffee, French roast. That's a dark roast. And I don't put anything in my coffee, I just like it plain. It's very tasty. I love a French roast. But this is my design, Helga, and I'm going to be publishing it. The goal is in February. But if you go to my Instagram and follow me, which is Happy Little Yarn, then you can see all my updates and when I go to publish this. So follow me on Instagram. And while I'm at, follow me's and stuff, if you like this video, please subscribe and turn on the notifications. That would really make my day. I love seeing new followers and meeting everybody and reading your comments. But let me show you the Helga I made for my daughter. This is the one I made for myself last year. Can't believe I'm saying last year is 2019. But the one I made my daughter is out of Hufflepuff colorways from MadTosh. This one's called Hello. And this is Onyx. It's just a black DK. They're both DK. And this is hers. It's not been cold enough to wear it yet, but that is her Helga cowl. Let me try it on. I haven't even tried hers on yet. Oh, I like it. I need to wash it. Smells like it dried and didn't dry all the way when they mailed it. When they mailed the yarn. When I got the yarn in the mail, it still felt a little damp. I definitely need to wash it, I think. It smells. Yep, this is Helga. Y'all watch for that to come out in February. It's just 2 skeins, a different color DK, and I altered the pattern a little bit, so I'll have to update my pattern. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. It just took a few days to knit it, you know, off and on after work, and it's not a hard knit at all. But my next finished objects I do not have. They were gifts, but let's talk about them, and I'll pop pictures up on the screen. The first one is, let's see, the sweaters I knit, the ornaments, sweater ornaments I knit. I'll put a picture right here. And they were 3 ornaments I made for my friends, some knitting friends, and I've already sent them out, and they received them and they liked them. And they were the mini sock yarn sweaters pattern by McMahon on Ravelry. And I'll list all this in the comments, or not the comments, below on here on YouTube, so you can see the pattern. I'll try to link it. I sometimes forget how to do the link, but I'll link it. And the next one is the Long Johns by Susan B. Anderson. I'll post a picture of the front and the back because the back's really cute. It's got the butt flap. And I put beads on it for buttons. And I used the red again like I did the first time I made it. But this one was from my mom. She requested a pair of Long Johns because I knit her sweaters and things, and she keeps it on her refrigerator. She has like this little clothesline looking magnetic thing on her refrigerator, and she keeps my little knitted items on it, and she wanted a pair of the Long Johns. So I made her a set of Long Johns. And you see the back. It's got the little butt flap with the buttons on it. It's very cute. Okay, next up is the dress I made. Oh, and the red was plucky yarn. I think it's called Tomato Jam on the Long Johns. But next up is the dress I made. And this was one of the ornaments from the Fingering Weight 24-day ornament make-along, knit-along by, I want to say her name's Christy Houghton by Yarn Cafe Creations. And the pink is the pink from Cherry Pie Cottage, her advent calendar, and it was called, I kept all the little tags, While Dancing. And that was by Cherry Pie Cottage, the pink in this dress. And I think the dress was called Party Dress. I think I have the pattern. Christmas Party Dress. Let me see if I can show it without showing the pattern too much. It's called Christmas Party Dress, but I'll put a picture of it right here. And the pink is Cherry Pie Cottage yarn. And I think Jenny from Cherry Pie is redying some of her Advent colorways. I know she posted a poll on Instagram the other day asking which one we want her to dye first. This wasn't one of them, this colorway. But I'm sure if you put in a request, if you like it, she might be able to help. Okay, the next ornament is a hat by Yarn Cafe Creations. And it's another one from the 24-day ornaments that she published during December. Is the Fingering Weight. I'll put a picture of it right here. And this one took some time. It was a little bit bigger than it looks, but it was really cute. I made it for my mom. The dress was for me. I put the dress on my tree, but the hat I made for my mom so she could hang it on her tree. And this was Cherry Pie Cottage yarn, and it was called White Christmas Army 1944. I really love this yarn. I have a little bit of the hat and the dress yarn left over. They're both cherry pie, and I made a magic knot out of them, magic knot ball. So there was less green left from the hat than there was the dress. The dress had more left over. So they both took less than 10 grams of yarn. If you're interested in the pattern, you can't buy the dress or the hat pattern individually. You have to buy the whole set of ornaments that she published during the month. Sorry I keep drinking, but my throat's tickly. I haven't done this in a while. Vlogmas was so easy because I didn't have to get dressed up. I didn't have to put on makeup. I was just myself. That's probably why I scared people off. No, I'm just playing. I didn't scare anybody off. But I do put on makeup and some clothes and a bra for the podcast because who wants to see me without that on a regular basis? Anyways, yeah, Vlogmas was a lot easier because you just talked on and on, off and on through the day and not all at once in an hour like I'm doing now. My throat's just not used to that. But those are the ornaments I knitted. The hat, the dress, the long johns, and the 3 sweaters. And I did all that between November and Christmas. This is like a week or 2 before Christmas. But they were really fun, and I'm going to keep knitting ornaments, mainly from the Yarn Cafe Creation fingering weight release that she did every day. And I'm going to use my Cherry Pie Cottage yarn from the Advent Calendar to knit those. I really enjoyed the Cherry Pie Cottage Advent Calendar this year. They were all so pretty, and they'll make really pretty ornaments. But with 10 grams, I'm either going to put it in my square memory blanket or these ornaments. And I think probably more ornaments in my blanket. We will see, because I'm not sure. I'm just grabbing them as I go. I'm a slow knitter, so not much is going to get done. But, oh yeah, the 3 sweaters were the gift knitting I was doing last podcast. If you didn't catch it, I was knitting and I had some finished objects I couldn't show, but now I showed you, so now you know. Okay, next up, let's talk about whips. The first one is a hat. Y'all know I love hats. And it's living in my Knit for Brains bag. She made me, Laura Brady of Knit for Brains podcast and Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. And the yarn's kind of outgrowing the bag. It's a sock bag. But I'm using it for a hat, and I've got 2 cakes of yarn in there. But she made this for me for Christmas. My Christmas gift, and it's got unicorns on it because she knows I love unicorns. And it's just so pretty. I love it. And the yarn I'm using, the hat is the Harrison hat by Hayley Scharping. And I think it's Pearls and Pepper. Let me show you the hat pattern. Yeah, it's Hayley Scharping, or she's known as Pearls and Pepper. And this is the hat I'm making. And I love that pom-pom she's got on there too. But I'm using Cherry Pie Cottage yarn. And if y'all haven't checked out Cherry Pie Cottage, she has her and her husband Jared have a podcast. Check them out on YouTube. But she also does this yarn. And this is her worsted weight. My Caramel Romance and Concrete. And they're both real pretty together. And I bought it last month. She had a podcast and she showed these yarns. I was like, ooh, I need them. I need them both. I love worsted weight yarns and DK yarns, so I couldn't resist. But I got them both in this sock sack. The yarn's just living there, being held in there while I knit it at my desk here. This is what I have so far. I'm dropping stuff. Let me see if I can. Not much. It's mosaic knitting. Can't really see it so far, but I love the mosaic knitting. This is my first time doing mosaic knitting. The color work goes by a lot faster than holding two at one time. The mosaic knitting, you just hold one color yarn, or in this pattern, I guess that's how it works. You just hold one color yarn and do slip stitches. That's all you do. And then another row or two later, you switch colors and knit and do slip stitches. That's all you do. I thought it was going to be harder, but it's not. That's all I have so far. I started it, I started the brim on Sunday, so it's been almost a week. It has been a week. And I started the color work part last night. So I spent an hour or so at my desk watching podcasts, knitting, and listening to the rain. It's very relaxing for a Friday night. I loved it. Let's put that back in my bag. Y'all check out Knit for Brains on Etsy. Okay, next up I have my Northeasterly blanket by Skeinanigans. This is my Christmas Eve cast on, and it's living in a Knit for Brains bag I bought from her a few weeks ago. She had this metallic fabric update, and the inside has metallic purple. Very pretty. But this is a Northeasterly blanket by Skeinanigans, Ellie. Taking our sip, sorry. Let me show you the pattern. I know everybody knows this pattern, but just in case you don't. It's kind of a chevron looking blanket. But this is all I have so far. I'm using my advent calendar yarn. This is both Emma's yarn, the gray and the purple, I guess. Yeah, it's purple. But this is Emma's yarn. I'm using, it was a 20 gram mini. I'm using 10 grams of each. I'm about to the point where I'm going to switch colors. And the next color I'm using is actually Cherry Pie Cottage from her advent calendar. This one's called Mutual, I'm sure. I thought that would be really pretty next. I'm trying to plan these colors out carefully. And I want them all kind of solid, so I have a lot of speckle advent calendar yarn. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but maybe I should add a speckle in next, just in case I do want to. Or variegated or speckle, I don't know. But that'll be pretty next, those two colors together. I really hope. She has a color similar to this in her shop already, Cherry Pie Cottage. But these two are Emma's yarn. I love Emma's yarn. It knits up very well. And my gauge looks like it's changed from here to there. Can y'all tell? Put it against a light background. No, you can't tell. Just see how it's kind of puffed up. It's gotten looser. I remember it was being really tight right in here. My gauge was really tight. Now it's loose and it's kind of puffed out a little bit. And I have all these markers because you have to, the right side you have to knit a certain way, and then the back you just knit a certain way. So I keep forgetting which side's which, so I put all these markers on there just to remind me, hey, you gotta knit this way. Can't give anything away, it's a paid pattern. That's my Northeasterly blanket. It was my Christmas Eve cast on, and it was really fun. And that's what I'm going to be working on today, is just my Northeasterly. And I'm going to switch the colors in probably a few rows because I might have 11 grams of yarn left. So I got 1 more gram to knit, and then I will switch colors. Up next is the Cozy Up Knits Mystery Knit Along, Up the Creek Cowl. If you don't want to see, skip ahead a few minutes. And I don't know, if I remember I'll put a timestamp in here, but I'm going to show you, but I'm going to be pulling it out, I think, tomorrow. and starting over again for the 8th time because this pattern's got me, y'all. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody that does not want to see it has looked away, but like I said, it's the Up the Creek MKAL by Cozy Up Knits, and it's in my Gingersnapthat bag, and it's got a bunch of cats on it, and it's got spiders on the inside, because she said, I asked her what the pattern was on the inside, and she said spiders because her cat always played with spiders. Kind of freaked me out, but I went with it. It's okay. Okay, but my yarn I'm using, again, is one of them is Cherry Pie Cottage. You have to have 2 fingering weight yarns. And this is Cherry Pie Cottage. Sakura. It was a gift she gave me at Christmas. And it's this dusty pink. It's real pretty. And then this is Woolen Boon. Dirty Chai. And those are my colors I picked to go together. But I messed up the first section, the first clue, and I did it 7 times, and on the 7th time I'm like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to keep going. I'm tired of knitting this over and over and over. I'm not going to get it. Just keep going. Nobody's going to be able to tell once it's on anyways. I still kind of feel that way, but I might keep it and just keep knitting it. I don't know. That's what I have so far. It's a fisherman's rib, and you can tell I messed up right there. I slipped a stitch or something, and I got like a holy fabric and some yarn overs that you can see on the front. But the fisherman's rib is really cool. It looks like brioche kind of, but it's not. But can you see where I messed up? Yeah. I don't know. Would y'all start over on that? I'll hold off a couple days and see what you have to say. I'll just keep knitting it, but I'm on the 3rd section. I did the garter stitch section, and now I'm back onto another fisherman rib section. I haven't touched it since Sunday. I got irritated with it, put it down, and started the Hes Hat, and I haven't touched it since. I think Laura of Knit for Brains is already finished with her first clue. Tomorrow I'm going to pick it up and finish the first clue, because I've got to keep on track. That's my goal this month, is to finish this shawl. But all my yarn is getting all messed up. But that's the back. And that's the front. I'm interested to see where this goes, because it's not like you just go and stop at a certain point. You bind off, and I guess you pick up stitches for clue 2. I don't know. But yay! A little bit of knitting. Finished on a mystery cowl. I didn't really watch the video, but just on how to do the fisherman's rib, so I don't know what the rest looks like yet. But I'll put it away now, so if you don't want to look, you can look. What is that, 24 minutes? Okay, 24 minutes. It's going away. Alright. And let me put that in the bag. Up next, let's talk acquisitions. I don't have many, so if you don't like acquisitions, you don't have to sit around too long. Put my pattern in the bag. Okay, so I've been obsessed with pineapple yarn lately, and that's, I think her name's Mariana, Marina, I don't know. It's a very pretty name she has, and she has a podcast on YouTube, Pineapple Yarn. Check her out. And she had an update a couple weeks ago, and she had this purple Passionflower yarn on there, and it's a DK weight, and I'm really into DK, and worsted weights. I thought about knitting another Helga cowl out of this just to have test it out one more time. But that's purple Passionflower. I don't know if she has any left in her shop or not. You could check it out. PineappleYarn.com. It's a pinky purple with some splashes of yellow. I think that's about it, and some blues. Good speckling and good color throughout. She's a really good dyer. I like her a lot. But that's the first thing I got from her, Pineapple Yarn. The next thing I got are some minis. She's having a mini sale where you got 8 various fibers of minis, and this weighed 192 grams. I think it was only $25 for 8 minis, so that's like 2 skeins of yarn almost for $25. It's not bad, but I like this. It's kind of like a sea foam, and got kind of a coral, some variegated. One of the variegated's on a single, so I don't know if that'll be washable. I need to ask her if she remembers. I think I got a DK weight in here. Mostly it's fingering though. So it'll probably all go into my Northeasterly blanket or my square blanket that I've been knitting on. I don't have it to show this time because I haven't done anything on it. Next, I just got this today. Actually, let me show you my cup because I need another sip. This is from, where is my, I don't know where the card is, but it's Enamle Co on, I think it's enamelco.com, and they sell these 10 coffee cups, or they're like campfire coffee cups. They're steel. They're hand wash only, do not microwave. And it's enamelco.com, I'm pretty sure. And you can find them on Instagram too, because that's where I found this cup. It took a few weeks to get it. I don't know where it came from. I forgot to look at the address, but I think it was in the US, because it didn't have any of those special labels on the package. I got that yesterday. And today, I got this. My daughter wanted some more Caribbean Crush from David's Tea. So I ordered her some after Christmas, and they were having a sale on their Christmas flavors. And they were having a sale on their Advent calendar. So I'm thinking, I saw this on Squirrel Pie Productions, Tommy. She had one of these that she opened every day on Vlogmas. And I've already looked at the first one, but you open it up, it's got these little boxes in it. And the first day is Gingerbread Blondie. That might be good. I can't remember what all she got in hers, Tommy. But I'm going to try it because I got a French press too, because she enabled me with her little French press antics, and I thought it was adorable and I wanted to try it, and it's actually really good in a French press. So my daughter and I will have tea today. She'll have her Caribbean Crush and I'll have my Gingerbread Blondie. But this was, I don't think it was half off, but it was close to half off. I think it was like 40% off or something for the Advent calendar on David's Tea. I don't know if they have any left. I haven't checked. But that's all my acquisitions. And since Vlogmas, everything else, if y'all watch my Vlogmas, you saw everything I got in December, so I'm not going to show it again. My camera is about to stop, so let me restart. And now I have another 30 minutes to talk to you. But next, let's talk about my Make 9 for 2020. I never do this, but I did it this year. I made a list of things I want to make. And I even put it in my planner. I put pictures of everything I want to make, along with the month I want to start it in. And And I got all 9 in there. But the first one in January, and I'll put a picture of it right here, is the Fade Into Advent by Lisa K. Ross. And I bought the unicorn fade that she uses in this pattern by Artemis Yarns. And I showed this on Vlogmas, but it's a bunch of minis that fade like that. I don't see how it fades because it only came with 2 purples, and that middle section's a really dark purple. But those are the 2 purples that it came with. And I was enabled by Rebecca of the Knitting Unicorn. She texted me this picture of this shawl, and I was like, oh my god. And I looked up the yarn, and the yarn was ridiculous shipping because it came from France or somewhere, I can't remember. But I got it like a sucker. But I'm really happy I got it because I'm easily enabled. Like, I can't watch Grocery Girls most of the time without having to buy something that they've gotten, because they are good enablers. Like, if you're a good salesperson, you got me. This is what I'm casting on in January. The Fade Into Advent by Lisa K. Ross. February, I want to cast on Roxy the Hippo by Lauren Slagle, whose Lolo did it. I already have the kit. I'll put a picture of the hippo right there. It's just so cute. I got the kit, I think in DK weight. I can't remember exactly. I don't know where it is even. Somewhere in here. I don't know. I think it's on that shelf over there. Or it could be in my bedroom in the cabinet. I don't know. But I'm going to use the kit I ordered from Lolo Did It to do that. In March, I'm going to do full of Minis hat. And I'll put a picture of it right there. And that's by Barbara Nalewko, I think. Nalewko. Nalewko. Let's go with that. And I think I'm going to use my Primrose Minis to do that. I'm not sure yet. I have a lot of minis. I have a lot of minis. I could just use the minis from that pineapple yarn that I got, but some of them are DK, so I think this is all fingering weight in that hat. In April, I want to do The Shift by Andrea Mowry, which I'm sure you all know what that is. I don't know what kind. I ordered the yarn to make that a couple years ago when it came out, but I split it all up in the shelf behind me according to color, and I don't remember the colors that I bought for it. So, but that's mosaic knitting, so I'm really looking forward to that if I successfully complete the Harrison hat. Okay, that's April. And then in May, I want to do the Scuttle Shrug by Stephanie Lotvin. Put a picture of it right there. And I got some MadTosh yarn I want to use, and I'm not sure what size I'm going to make, because I'm not sure what. This is a 1X that I'm wearing right now, and it fits pretty loose. I mean, I'm going from a 4X to a 1X in the past year, 6 months exactly, almost. But I have some MadTosh yarn. It's like a blue-green yarn. It's a bulky weight, I think. And then I have some purple called Wino something. I don't know. I don't know which one I want to use yet, but the Scuttle Shrug by Stephanie Lotvin in size to be determined and color to be determined. In June, I want to make the Way Out West bandana cowl, and this was gifted to me on Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. And it's by Tiffany Morse. And I don't know what yarn I'm going to use for that. I have to see how many yards it requires and what weight. I think it's fingering weight. I'm not sure. In July, I want to start the Hat Vent 2019. I thought July would be a good month to start that because a lot of people have Christmas in July knit-alongs. And that's like a garland. I'll put a picture of it up if I haven't already. And it's by Jody Brown. It's all her hat patterns shrunk down to be mini ornaments, and you put it along an I-cord, and it's like a garland. I have an I-cord maker I bought just for this, and a small pom-pom maker for all the hats. So I don't know what yarns I'll use. Probably whatever is in my yarn mini basket. I don't know how big the hats are. I haven't tried one yet, so we'll see how many grams it requires. But that's in July. In August, I'm going to knit Sweater Hug by Skeinanigans. I'll put a photo right here, and I know what yarn I'm going to do with that. I'm going to use MadTosh Whomping Willow. It's a Harry Potter themed colorway. And it's this real pretty grayish sage green, kinda. But it's Whomping Willow, and it's DK Twist. And that'll be the Sweater Hug. I have, I think, 8 skeins of this, so it's just enough. And by August, I might be just an XL or a large, hopefully. By August, I'm supposed to lose 70 more pounds. I'll be down to what size, I don't know. Because I don't remember being that small ever. Ever. In case you're just tuning in, I'll talk about all that in Yakety Yak. My little yak section at the end. Just stay tuned. I'll tell you all about my weight loss journey. Okay, but that's August, the sweater. And September, my last of the Make 9. I'm going to do the Everyday Saachi Beanie by Dragon Horde Yarn, who is Tristan. And I know the yarn. I bought yarn from her to make this hat. You hold Mohair, which, if y'all watch my Vlogmas, I hate Mohair now. I didn't like it before, but I bought some just to do this hat. But this Mohair is Autumn Spice by Dragon Horde Yarn, and it's real soft and pretty, and it's long and curly looking like my hair. All ratty looking, but I think my hair has better curl. And then Butterbeer, which is a fingering weight, 75/25, by Dragon Horde Yarn. Both of them are Dragon Horde Yarn. And that'll be a good blend for a hat. But that'll be my September cast on. Every month through September I have a cast on, and then I have through the end of the year to finish everything. Things like hats I should finish in the month. That bulky weight Shrug by Stephanie Lofton, the Scuttle Shrug, that might take a month or a 2. I don't know. I'm pretty slow, so. And the Hat Vent by Jody Brown, the garland, I think that might take through Christmas. Just depends on how long I want it. But up next, that's all the Make 9 I have. That's my Make 9. Up next, let's talk to some new podcasts I found during Vlogmas and just recently. The first one I found during Vlogmas was the Cat Lady podcast, who is Andrea. And she had a great Vlogmas. She had a wine and cheese advent calendar, or advent calendars. And it was real funny because her cheese calendar was about equivalent to my Jimmy Bean Wool advent calendar, where it was kind of a dud. But she has a really good podcast. She says she's going to podcast next weekend, I think, if I remember that correct from Instagram post that she had. Another podcast, I've known about it and been subscribed, but I don't remember ever getting notifications before, but it's Naomi with the Yarn Curator podcast, and her husband had a funny Vlogmas. They were fun to watch, and I like her podcast. I checked out a couple episodes. But yesterday I found the Knit State of Mind podcast, and that's Wanda and Heather. And they have a lovely podcast, and I'm catching up on it. They only have 4 episodes right now, but I'm watching it backwards. I watched 4 yesterday, then 3. Now I'm watching 2, and then I'll watch 1 later. I don't know why I'm watching it backwards. But they're doing something this year called, it's a hashtag, Clear the Needles 2020. And I'm going to participate in that and try to get some of my whips off the needles. And get my Make 9 finished, and the blanket. Oh, the Northeasterly blanket I didn't even mention, but my finish date I uploaded onto Ravelry was December 31st, 2020. Yeah, I want to make a whole blanket in a year. Fingering weight blanket, held single, not double. That's going to be hard. I don't know if I can finish that. Maybe a throw blanket. But Wanda and Heather of Knit State of Mind podcast, check them out. They're really cool. I like them. They knit beautiful things, and they have great personalities. They're very lovely. But that's about it for knitting content. If you'd like to stay around and yak with me, I'll tell you a little bit about my weight loss journey so far. In April, I signed up to do the gastric bypass surgery program, and you have to go through a series of tests and everything. So it took 3 months. Yeah, it was beginning of April I signed up for it, and I started dieting. My diet started on my last Dr. Pepper, which was April 20th, and last Mr. Pibb. I don't miss Coke, but I'm tired of drinking water all the time. But I started dieting, and I lost 30 pounds before weight loss, or the weight loss surgery, which was June 19th. And since June up until just this past week, I had a doctor's appointment, and I've lost 102 pounds total. So that's like 8 months, I think, since I started the diet. I lost 102 pounds. And I had to go in for lab work yesterday, and usually I have small veins, and they roll, and it's not cooperative. They laid out 14 tubes in front of me worth of blood they needed. Thank goodness I had a nurse that got it on the first try. It took like 5 to 8 minutes, I think, to get all that. It took a while. But the sacrifices you make to be healthy, to make sure you're healthy, and just have a good life. So I've done all this just to be a healthier person. I feel healthier, I have more energy, and I think everything's okay. I'll find out about my blood work next week. But I'm down 102 pounds. Yay! I have 70 pounds to go. Or roughly 70, like 68 pounds. Something like that. I can't remember. But by April 2nd, I have to lose 25 to 30 more pounds. I'm going to have to start exercising. But other than that, my 1 year at June, I'll be down to 150 pounds total. That'll be my weight if I can lose all that. If I'm on schedule, I want to be down to a healthy weight of 150. I just didn't feel healthy at being over 300 pounds. I didn't feel healthy at all. I mean, it wasn't a vain thing. It was just, I didn't feel healthy. I felt very unhealthy, and I couldn't lose the weight on my own. So that's why I did this surgery. And I wanted to do it to live a long, healthy life, to be with my daughter and my husband and take care of everybody as best as I can. But, in other news, the New Year's is here. It is now 2020, a new decade. Hopefully new trends will happen with better music than the last decade, because I'm not a fan of the music of the past 2 decades. I'm a fan of the 90s. I'm a grunge girl. Yes. But I have not made any resolutions besides my Make 9, if you call that a resolution. I just can't stick to my guns on anything, so. Make 9 is the closest to a resolution that I'm going to have. And I do have some shop news update. I do have a shop on Etsy, Happy Little Yarn. And I don't have any yarn in there right now, but I'm going to be posting some. Tomorrow is a dye day for me. I dyed some yarn in Vlogmas. And I shoved 5 skeins of DK into one pot, and it didn't come out completely right because there's some bare spots. So tomorrow I'm touching them up one by one, and they'll all be one of a kinds. This is not going to be a repeatable colorway because I'm not doing this again because I didn't write it down. But I'll have 5 skeins of DK to put in the shop soon. It's going to be really pretty. Right now it looks like Scully from Monsters Inc. If you can imagine that. Like a large minty turquoise monster with hot pink dots. Fuchsia is awesome. It looks really good. But I don't know how I'm going to touch it up yet. I don't know if I want to put more of the turquoise look on it or go a totally different direction. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to look tomorrow and kind of just brainstorm. But I do have some stuff to put in the shop more immediately, but I'm not going to today. But I have my advent calendar, Happy Little Yarn. I made some extras, and I've got 12 mini skeins. They're tied up right now. But these were all the mini skeins in the advent calendar. And I'm going to be posting these. They're 10 grams, and I have 3 to 4 sets of them left. Doesn't include the full skein. I don't have any full skein left. I didn't dye any extra. But I do have 3 to 4 of these sets left. I'm just going to price it to get, to sell them. I'm not going to inflate it or anything just because they're one of a kinds or anything like that. But I know this was like candy cane, and I can't remember what I called that. I don't remember the names. This was hot cocoa. I know this was Santa's hot toddy. It looks like a little whiskey drink, kind of the shade of whiskey. But Fireside with Santa. But they would make good minis for any project. 10 grams. They make good ornaments or put in your scrappy blankets. I'm going to have those in the shop soon. Follow me on Instagram, Happy Little Yarn. I'll post all my updates as I do them in there, and they're fingering weight yarns. But follow me on Instagram, like I said. Like and subscribe this video, and turn on notifications if you don't mind. I love to see new followers coming along. It makes it feel more worth it that I know that you like me and want to watch me and be notified. That really makes me happy. But that's all I've got. Look through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Everything, I'm going to try to get my shop back going because I have all that yarn right there, all that bare yarn. And I was about to order some more the other day, and I was like, no, I don't need more minis. I still have some bare minis left. Because somebody had a podcast, on their podcast, they had a coupon code for some bare yarn. I was like, nope, I don't need any, not right now. But I got all that bare yarn to dye, and I need to sell it to make room for other things. And I have a lot of fabric too, which I think you can kind of see in a bin behind me right there. I think I might have a fabric destash one day. I'm not sure. It'll be in my Etsy shop. I'll post updates on Instagram. But thank you all for watching. I've had a splendid time with you today talking about all my whips and finished objects and my Make 9. Like and subscribe this, like I said, if you enjoyed it. Check out those podcasts I mentioned. And everybody have a lovely weekend and a lovely week. I will see you next time, hopefully in 2 weeks. Bye!